I have, like, so many friends.
These are all my friends, Mom.
Look, at least one.
That one's got a weenie out. What did you end up naming your little plushy big boy? I forgot the name of him.
What, the penis?
Yes,
He is Richard.
Richard. Ah, right.
Well, of course. Look, there's an
Yeah.
egg.
We don't talk about his size.
Yes, that is Richard.
We're talking about dicks, Fox.
You wouldn't expect any other thing.
How is everybody?
I'm awake.
Do it all right for them, right? I'm employed now.
Ooh.
Damn, it's been a
Oh, here! Ah! I will stay awake. By some miracle. It's not even late, but I spent, like, the first hour of this morning doing, like, cognitive testing. And it shut my brain off for the rest of the day. My brain does not know how to use that much energy
Oh no.
so
Brain
early.
failing. Shutting down early.
Oh shit, we're on Twitch.
Hot dang!
The boys.
Wait.
Hoggers. Got my cute little corgi butt mouse pad. I am ready.
I now have my freaking enormous mouse pad, which is way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
You mean your what do I call those? Like a table setting?
Yeah, that is pretty much what it is, yeah. It's, it is huge. I had to move all the crap off my desk to actually put it on. Like, I knew it was one that went under your mouse and your keyboard. I gathered that much. But it's real big.
It's a big
Don't
boy.
forget to prepare your spells for the day.
No, yeah, that's a thing that people who aren't me have to do.
Wait, what?
You
Don't
get
worry, my spells are prepared. Also, you're all four casters.
Right.
I am barely a caster. Like, this girl is designed to hit things very hard with a large hammer.
Marcy's
And also a
collection of
large
mallets.
cat.
I'm just in a illusion.
I don't know what it is with me and hammers recently. I'm big on hammers and mallets.
You
You
just-
just found your weapon. That's just
Yeah.
your weapon of choice now.
Except in video games where they're always too slow.
That's fair. Do I want?
You should see the Monster Hunter hammer.
Cartridges?
That one's great.
You can also
I
have a
only
musical
used,
hammer.
I only use one weapon in Monster Hunter exclusively.
I use the cut spear.
The what?
Spear thing that's like the initial weapon you get.
Oh, I use the insect glaive.
Oh,
I'm a,
for some reason I registered Monster Hunter, but my brain went Bloodborne.
Oh, I've never played Bloodborne. I am currently playing Code Vein, which is just Wii Bloodborne.
Yep. I don't think I got very far in that one. I think I got, I guess without spoilers, I fought one of the main bosses of the game. And then you end up doing this, like, teleport back in time thing. I stopped around there. Oh, there's that one character with the big old tiggle bitties. Yep,
Tiggle bitties.
that one.
What,
You met her
Blondie?
yet? No, not the one you meet right off the bat. She wears like a red dress.
No,
Like
I've not met anybody in a red dress yet, I don't think.
she's considered, I think, like the throat of something. Like when we get into like the details of it, she's like the throat or the
No.
embodiment of the throat. She's like got big old bitties.
I did fight a big butterfly lady with a giant mouth tail.
Oh,
That was exciting. Actually, that fight was incredibly easy.
oh yeah. I remember that one.
That reminds me, my last session with this West Marcus was wearing a dress.
Oh lordy.
Okay, right. I'm just gonna cover the castery goodness really quick with what is people's armor class and hit points? Like, how bad is this actually gonna go?
Not enough.
I
We
have
got
shield.
like
So I can
warlocks
make it-
and wizards.
Okay, right. Am I the tankiest person here?
I have 23 hit points, but the answer is probably yes.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
you have
sure
more
your
hit points than I
tools
do.
have more health than they do.
Yeah, you have more health than I do.
I have no armor, so. But
There we go.
I also have mirror image, so I guess it kind of balances out.
I have my good friend Vigil, who I have never actually been able to use in combat yet, so this is going to be exciting.
Oh, right. What does it look like? Is it a tiny owl? For some reason, I keep thinking it's an owl. but I
No,
might-
you think it's a tiny owl because somebody tagged me in a picture with a tiny owl. Was it you who tagged me in the picture with the tiny owl?
It was me who tagged you in a picture.
It was that. It was
It's
you.
a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Vigil is a big ass panther.
Oh yeah. Big kitty.
That's
Big
significantly than a tiny owl.
There's very different.
Much larger margin of air.
Oh god. It's just...
Rawr.
Give
What
me
can
a
I
moment.
say?
Things are apparently not loading properly, so I'm refreshing my page, but...
What is... I'm trying to work out why my health feels like it's lower than it should be.
I also have 16 in Constitution, so most of my hit points are from that.
Well, my constitution is also 16. My hit points are 19. What's the hit dice of an artificer?
I mean, you're level 3. Artificer is a D8 base, I think.
It is
So
weird. You should have more hit points than I do.
8,
Because
so
I'm a
that'd be
D5 wizard.
16. And then 3 levels
What level are
with
you?
con... You should have like 24.
Did you roll your hit dice?
Oh, wait. No, I know what I did. I did something really stupid. When I took damage, I took off my maximum hit points rather than my damaging myself. Because apparently it should be 27. Is what my
Yeah,
health should actually be.
that's not the way to go about it.
Override max HP, I've put it onto 19. When it should be 27. Now it's 27.
Alright, I'm gonna grab myself a drink so I don't fall apart. And we'll be
Actually,
getting
while you're doing
started.
that, I'll grab my supper a bit early today so that I don't just, like, cut out of the game in, like, half an hour to go get supper. So, I'll be right back as well.
Yeah, everyone grab your things and stuff. Probably 5 minutes-ish, and then we'll get her going.
Wow. Sheeran's easy to hit, but got some help. Or
Yeah,
much
sorry?
harder to hit. 10 AC?
In front of me.
A little bit.
I have 10
Okay,
dexterity.
so before I leave, that is clearly, so far, I'm definitely the one who's going to be standing in front of everybody. Good to know.
Yes.
Stand in front.
Good to know.
Hey, one day I'll have an illusion spell that can help you, but that day is not this day.
I do have mage armor that I can cast, so that might help.
Hey, I get to use fun little minor illusion stuff now, so I can make normally you can only do a sound or an illusion with the sound or an image of an object, but with being an illusion wizard, I can do both now. So I can make a little fire that sounds like a fire.
Nailed it.
Don't worry, you're not the only one getting illusions. I mean,
Dot dot dot.
Okay,
here,
I'll just
here's your
color spray
icons
the
to
illusion.
playlist.
Oh,
Do we have a roll 20 for this game?
Yes.
Oh, yes, here, I believe that should be it.
That'll do.
It's,
also, there you go, Lang.
oh, thank you.
Shearing can see and do everything.
Everyone should be already pre-set up in it. I have everyone was in at some point, so I was able to assign characters. So you should be having full access.
I can move.
If you can move your stuff, then you are good.
I know you said having full access, but my brain auto-translated that into anaphylaxis, and I was like, I don't think I want that. Please no.
Monkey brain strikes again.
Ordering food, that way I don't have to worry about it later.
Alright, well, I guess we're just not getting a world map today.
Is it not
It's
uploading?
It's refusing to load today.
In Roll20, or is it not in Roll20 yet? Did that question make sense? I feel like I fucked it up. Because I know images won't load if they're over 25 megabytes.
Megabitties.
Bubbles.
You mean these? My megabitties?
Understand?
Oh, did you happen to hear what I asked, Lang?
Oh, no, sorry, dog. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Is the map in Roll20 yet, or are you trying to upload it?
yes.
Those are two extremely different things.
Yes.
I know what I'm doing. It's
Library.
not working right now, so we're getting the old one. Spoiler, we'll have to deal with me using the old one. They're not even here, I think. I don't know. Maybe they are. It's all ghosts.
Ghost in the shell.
Oh, they say hi. That's true, but I wanted to show it off because it was there.
I should probably get some rations and stuff.
Get your things sorted and get her ready. We're,
Yeah, I can do that.
I am set myself, I believe.
Didn't think about that. So probably 4 rations is good, just in case, since that's 4 days, and I don't anticipate us being there longer.
If it comes down to
Oh,
that,
I'm gonna say, oh right, you're probably not gonna need rations unless you guys decide to hide. It's a dungeon delve.
I'm back.
Okay, then I'll just take.
Welcome,
Please.
friend.
I'm the closest to chicken we have, so please don't eat me.
I'll just throw another ogre at you.
God, no, please. Rocks are my mortal enemy. Or immortal, or non-animate enemy.
That becomes the question, are rocks mortal?
It's
On the rock.
like the rock guy from the Thor movie.
And Dwayne The Rock Johnson is definitely not mortal.
Yeah, true.
You're a god.
I mean, he has to be immortal. He survived through the remake of Rampage. That was so bad.
Jesus, God.
Hey, it's not bad if you're just looking for a fun action movie where nothing actually happens and everything is worthless.
Everything is worthless.
I mean, the gator was cool.
Rope is expensive. Does anyone else have rope?
Rope?
I think I have rope. Let me check.
I think you get it in most kits to start off with.
But not
I
all
didn't
of them, very specifically. I do have rope.
Okay, cool.
That's
Is there
because you.
anything-
Oh, it's because you're a wizard. Wizards don't get anything. They have to pay for the book.
You're
Oh.
a wizard.
I specifically paid 50 gold and a diamond, so that's why I didn't get it.
Paid a diamond for a rope, man. That must be some. Who has the Was it someone in this group got the rope of mending?
Oh, what?
Never heard of it.
No.
Someone did, because I
Someone
threw the rope at someone.
Ooh,
Because you got it from the skin taker, in fact.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Oh, the skin. Speaking of the skin tape.
I'll probably put something together for that one too. Now that I'm settled in a bit more.
Now,
I think
is
it
there
was
any...
short
Oh god, that's right, the Doom movie. You know what?
And we as a... Sorry, real quick. Is there anything we as a group think we might need while we're down there?
New underpants.
It's a short
Means
bow
of
made out
surviving.
wood.
Light sources. That might just be me. I think I'm the only person here who doesn't have dark vision.
I
Oh,
Oh,
what?
light source couldn't hurt. Or just shoot lasers everywhere, that works.
Yes, obviously.
Well,
Now, I warned beforehand, this is the
see
first
who-
time that I am using the Fog of War on this. So it may be a little bit wonky, but so far I've tested it and it seems to work. So
I have only one arrow. Just one.
You know, Sheeran would do this. I'm gonna buy myself a mining pick, because we don't know how those crystals are gonna be in the walls.
I actually don't think I have one of those, so that works.
it's hammer time.
Are you any... I do have a hammer. I have a very large hammer.
I'm not strong, but literally what we could probably do is I line it up and then you hit the thing.
Yes. I do also have a pitten, so I can, you know,
Widget.
stab a pitten in and poof.
Oh my god, I heard kitten.
No.
Just stab a
no,
kitten into
no.
the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a kitten to break a hole in the wall. No, but can I just, like... Okay, so you know how as I said, I have a thing for mallets and hammers? This character has a maul, which is an enormous hammer, a light hammer, which is a hammer you throw, and a hammer. The one that you use for building things.
And just imagine a key ring of hammers. It's like,
That is-
which one do I need today?
It reminds me of the paladin from Diablo 3, which just has the hammers just floating around him, the smiting hammers.
Just pulls hammers out of their ass and literally hits people with it.
Yep.
It
Ah,
actually, I bought silk rope because I realized we should probably have more than one set of rope. Especially if we're going down.
Down, down, down.
They're really gonna suck when you hit those
really
stairs. Alright,
Oh, I
so
consider those.
quick test. Everyone can move their tokens on the front page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have something that can
Yep.
be vigil?
Oh, that's right, you have your minion.
My big boy. Who is also tankier than the other casters, just to let you know.
I'm doing my best.
My apologies, I forgot you had a minion.
Oh. Oh, wait, what? Oh, those don't weigh anything. Okay. Oh.
What is Vigil again? An owl?
I'm so sorry, Steph.
Listen, I got an hour of sleep today.
Was that a genuine question?
It was.
I'm potato, okay?
He is a panther!
Oh, it's a
This is my
cat.
fault. Sorry. Lang, you
Well,
must
you're
not
getting
have
a
been here
horse
when I asked
instead.
I will accept horse. Horse is closer to panther than tiny owl.
Rocky, do good.
There you go.
God.
I think you
Oh,
should be
God.
able to move that now.
I can.
You can?
Can.
Hey, there you go. It's a pretend panther for now.
I'll get us a panther token.
Nope.
I'm sure I have one somewhere, but I'm just not gonna
I
dig
mean, I
it up.
have the drawing of Vigil. I just need to turn that into a token.
Ah. That sounds like effort. Well, in the meantime,
Arcane.
I think we have everyone here. Everyone seems to be kicking.
Well, fuck.
So,
Why is oh, okay, there we go.
That'll
I
work.
was about to say, why is Sheeran off?
oh, they're running off.
I don't know.
Oh, is
That was
Vox
my,
here? Zenith? Or are they still?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
they are
40.
here. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Then, we can get started. Welcome, folks, to this emergency put-together setup of what was previously Sprawler's run, and now it's my run. Hello! Some of you
Hi.
have met me before. Most of you have suffered with me. I am Lang, and
Like you are.
yes, da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
And here we
All
are
of us
with...
have known you for way too long.
That's,
Actually-
God.
All of us have known you for way too long, haven't we?
I think everyone but Zenith. I only met them here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yeah, Zenith
Yeah.
knows Ian. That's right.
He's a
Yeah.
good noodle, though. I like him.
Oh.
Welcome to my lobby, where I throw things at people, and so far no one's died yet. My plan is not trying to kill people, but I warn you now that things are shenanigans. But if you play it smart, things will be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Welcome to the land of landiness. Where we have the old world map. Guess where you are? You are in the direct center. In fact, as previously mentioned, we don't even need this map, because you're not leaving Last Hearth. In fact, you are the first delving group of recent memory, as far as I recall. You are going directly into the pit. You have signed your waivers, given your wills to your loved ones, and let everyone know that you hopefully don't taste delicious because you're going into the pit, and there is things down there. I'm not quite sure what things, just everything down there.
Ah,
Any last minute items that you feel like you need, or?
I thought you were going to say any last words.
And, well, I mean, I'm giving you items and then last words.
I think I'm just gonna add an arcane focus to my inventory.
The thing I could think of, Lang, is just double checking with the AA on what sort of things they would normally advise people to take down, and if there are, because I know when I talked with Varix before, I forgot where that's going. Is there anything that they recommend making sure you have on hand just off of prior experience? I guess is where I was going.
Like we can trust them.
Honestly, they probably just tell you to be prepared for anything, because anything can happen. Prior expeditions have definitely encountered everything. Everything dangerous, everything weird, everything that you know, stay awake at night going, oh no, these are spooky things. You know, it's like you might encounter Dwayne The Rock Johnson down there, who knows? Hopefully not, though. That means he's a protagonist and we're all screwed. Your group heads on down to the pit. The pit itself is a vast hole with many entrances, many pathways. There's some stairs, there's some various tunnels. And once you have gathered your gear and said goodbye to everyone, etc., you begin your way down the pit. In fact, the route seems to vary quite a bit. At the start, it feels like, you know, they've set up a few stairs, they've just kind of carved it into the rock. Some of it sort of peters out into just a little tunnel as you curve around some of the edges. You can kind of peek through gaps in the wall and see the far edge of the pit itself. And then sometimes you wind into the rock faces. And then you see vines. The vines look more like veins after a little while, and then they seem to just turn back into rocks again. It feels like everything here, you get the vibe of a very, very peculiar place. And innately, the impression is that you can't really trust anything around you. That's definitely your first intentions.
Outside of like the clear visual like experience that we're having, are there also like weird auditory
Oh
things
yes.
going on, different sounds?
You can hear
basically
everything from dripping water. You can hear the occasional voice talking to someone. Occasionally, you hear something that sounds like a little shimmer, or who knows, maybe even little flutes or music in the background. Sometimes the cries of anguish and pain from somewhere, like someone stepped on a Lego piece, but beyond that, it seems to be just a little bit of everything that is just out of reach, just out of sight, and just out of general understanding of what it is. Eventually following one of the pathways down, and one of the primary locations that seems to be most likely to find some shards in. After a brief initial examination, you take a turn down one of the cavernous walls, and it suddenly turns into stone steps. Or relatively stone steps. Reaching the bottom of the steps, you find what appears to be a little torch mounted against the wall, made of bone. Little bits of cinders still remain over its surface, and it gives off a little soft ambient light around it. Beyond that, it seems to be inky blackness. Those of you with dark vision can note that there seems to be some sort of covering shape at the far end of this hall. Something is blocking it off. Feel free to organize whom is going first and whatnot. I know you also have the horse cougar there, horse panther. They're scrunched up like
Has no
it's a real.
I mean,
Like a
me and
weird
Vigil will
brown
be at the front.
squiggle.
I need
Sorry.
a means of light, but me and Vigil will be up the front regardless.
can take the torch. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I'll hold the torch for you because I
Can I-
don't have a weapon.
Can I cast light on Vigil, since we could make Vigil kind of like the scouting party?
Oh yeah, that would actually work.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Oh my god,
Vigil.
Vigil's glowy.
Vigil glows like the glorious incandescence they are. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
But yeah, me and Vigil will be up front. Y'all deal with where you are relative to us. Whoever is squishiest probably wants to be in the middle.
I'll do it.
Are we going up the stairs or down the stairs? I thought we were coming down.
You're going
Yeah.
down the stairs. So basically,
Oh.
this is the entrance of it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the entrance of the location. You step it down the steps. You reach a torch. Seems to be cindering as if it was lit earlier, and now it's kind of just petered out. At the far end, as you make your way down the hall a little bit, you notice a wall of web. Appears to be there for a while, definitely. It's got a thick layer of dust against its surface.
Well, that's good.
Like it just straight up is a giant ass web covering what's in
Yep.
front of us.
It's a large web that seems to be covering a good chunk of the entrance. You can make a view out that there's a room behind it, but any sort of details are kind of covered up.
Can I use Mage Hand to kind of take it down?
Or I could just Eldritch Blast it.
Destroy it. Or does it have some sort of a durability we have to use on it?
Sharon was gonna say, hey, I could make an illusion of a bug that got trapped in the web.
What to see if you can draw out what's in it or what
Exactly.
was it.
Something clearly must have made that web.
But a
I
lot of the
would
time,
say-
things that make webs detect what's in it by movement, not by sight.
Could someone
Mage
be
Hand.
hard? Oh yeah, actually,
Oh yeah. You make an illusion and then Mage Hand can move it around to see if what it is shows up.
Oh, that's an idea.
I mean
This
that
is
could work.
This is quite an elaborate prank to ruse a spider.
I figured I'll just... It's dusty enough that I doubt anything's been in the web a long time.
I mean we can just take down the web if we're fairly confident we're safe enough. Somebody
Yeah,
want to
can I,
try
can I
shooting the
use
web?
Mage Hand to take it down? Does Mage Hand work for that? Or do we have to damage it?
We can try
You
it.
could use Mage Hand.
Sweet, Mage Hand it is. Let's take it down.
Yeah. Here, make a spell check for me. Just do like your spell modifier.
Spell modifier.
Or spell DC, rather, I guess.
Where would I find that? Sorry.
If you're doing it as a wizard, it's int plus proficiency.
Int plus. Oh, okay. So
Int proficiency in 8, I think?
Well, that's your DC, but it's not going to be like it would. If you're wanting them to make a roll, that would just
Oh,
be
yeah.
plus.
So just a D20 plus int.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what we're doing? Okay. 9.
Well, you tear down a small portion of it, and you get a view into the room beyond. The whole thing is still sort of staying up there, but
Okay.
you get a little gap opened up, and you can take a look sort of through. You notice that there seems to be a soft candlelight in the next room. And as you peel away the web, it's just enough for it to be dim in there, but it's not enough to really be bright for, like sunlight or anything like that.
Right.
As you shake the web, for those of you who are keeping watch, because I know you're talking about it prior, it doesn't seem to be that anything reacts to the web being moved or torn apart at all. It just kind of seems to be there.
Can we check for traps?
That's a good plan. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure. What is the highest perception? I think I think Sheeran has the highest passive perception at 19 because they took Observer or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, if one person wants to give me take a look around with a perception to see if there's any traps. Feel free to do it with advantage too, because I assume your whole group's taking a look around.
Can Vigil do it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if they are able to communicate it to you, then yeah.
Cool. That's. That's 18.
18?
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, this pathway has been relatively untraveled. There doesn't seem to be anything nearby out of the ordinary. It's just dusty and webby. In fact, the first sign of action that seems to have occurred was Mage Hand on the web.
Right, cool. In that case, shall we move forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this bit deliberately narrower? Like, do we have to single file that bit?
The web is 2 blocks wide, so if you take a knife or something to it, you can cut your way through the last of it. Or a sword.
Yeah. I don't. Actually, do I have anything that cuts?
Does someone have something pointy?
Okay, cool.
Specifically slashing. Piercing won't do it, bludgeoning won't do it.
Oh, I have a hand axe actually. Hand axe is slashing, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I can hand axe it.
Do it.
I shall do it.
As you take a few moments to cut away the last remnants of the web, You are presented with a peculiar chamber. You notice on the far end that there is a web currently situated over another doorway. And at the far end, opposite of yours, is another double-wide hallway. The room itself appears to be some sort of pit. It goes straight down, and it goes straight up. And taking a quick glance into it, you realize that the pit going straight down and straight up, the one going straight up should have reached the surface, and yet it hasn't. In the middle of the pit, you notice that there is a chandelier. A rather pleasant-looking one, actually. It's got nice black accents along it. Chains dangle from around the central pit and reach to the chandelier itself. And it seems to be lit with some soft little bits of candlelight. A few torch holders along the side walls, the ones currently marked there, they cinder softly with this subtle, warm light, but it's not really enough to look around. It's enough to give this almost comforting feeling to the area around it, but it's still sort of off-putting. It's like these were all lit and then just let to burn out to leave the ambience in the air.
Okay.
Could I make an investigation check? Because if there's a if those are cindering, that means that at some point recently they would have been lit, right?
Sure.
I would think.
You want to move over and investigate one of the torches, or are you investigating the one at the back?
Sorry, I didn't move. Yeah, I'll go into the room and take a look.
Alright, give me an investigation. Brazier, that's the word I was forgetting. An 11. Well, you can tell that the braziers seem to be lit by something, but oddly enough, they don't give off any warmth. You can't tell if it was lit by a torch or something else like that, and you can't really tell how long ago it was. It seems that they've been going for quite a while, and judging by how they seem to be lighting up the room, it's likely that they could have just been sitting there for weeks, somehow. But that's about your best guess on it. But you do notice that, again, they do not give off any warmth. The room itself actually carries a soft chill.
Could I do an Arcanum check on it? For any sort of magical? Maybe it's a spell?
Sure.
I'm
might
going
be
to
a
use. I'm going to use guidance as well to help with that.
Sure. Guidance is a D4 added to it or something?
Extra 1d4, yeah.
Nice!
Nice.
I always forget to use it, so bad.
Oh yeah, it's useful. Yeah. Give me Arcana with guidance.
So that would be 14.
14?
Yes.
Well, this one being an Arcana check, you can definitely tell that these torches are no mere mortal torches. They're not normal. Definitely magical in some sense. But what kind of magic, you're not quite sure about. They seem to be... Definitely, they're some sort of magical cold torch. That's pretty much the gist of what you got. Can't tell who or what made them, but they're definitely not anything normal.
I pick up one of the torches and head over to give it to Biblio and say, burning a long time. Probably useful for you. Can't see, right?
I will grab. I'll take the torch. Thank you.
Alright, you
I
can
will be
have
able to see.
one cindering cold torch.
Is there anything on the walls that might be of interest? Any markings or writing?
Well, the walls themselves appear to be a little bit scratched up. The floor is a little bit scratched up as well. And you can tell that there seems to be web all along the floors, the walls, and the ceiling. And there just seems to be web all over the place. The one place that doesn't have web is the chandelier, but likely because that it's pretty much just floating in the middle of the large hole. It's got a few chains keeping it dangling between the two gaps, but it's about the only thing that isn't webbed up.
Hmm.
Can I check out... How do I ping an area again? Is it double click?
Just hold it.
Can I check over here? See what's going on with these little rocks in the corner?
They're
Is there
rocks.
anything of interest?
They're just rocks.
Just rocks, okay.
Yeah, it's
in that
just
case-
terrain flavor.
Arcanum check on the chandelier. What's going on with that thing?
Well, what are you trying to do with the chandelier? Are you
So,
seeing if it's
there's
magical,
candles
or...
on it. Yeah, there's candles on it as well, and so we're trying to find out if it's magical or has any special properties aside from it just being an ordinary chandelier.
Alright. Now, this thing is sort of floating in the middle of the gap. It's a bit hard for you to reach physically. Are you just going to take a look at it from afar, or is there some manner of, like, you want to fly on over or something like that? It's probably a good 5 feet from any sort of actual flooring.
No, I'm not quite ready to start flying in front of everybody. So I'll just ignore that.
Real quick, I just want to make sure that I understand what we're seeing. You have said floating several times, but you've also noted that it's connected by chains. Can we get some clarification as to how it's actually situated, if that's okay?
Well, it's connected by chains.
Okay.
It's when I say floating, as in it's in the air. It's not wedged to the ceiling. It's not wedged to the floor. There's not like a solid pillar. There are chains holding it, centered in between the gap in the floor and in the ceiling. Do you know what free floating is?
Are there chains at the bottom?
So are the
Have you seen a free floating chandelier?
I have not, no.
Here you go. I just posted it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Is it only connected from the top or also from the bottom?
Just the bottom. I mean, sorry, just the top. Those wires are lined around the outside of the ceiling's ring.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, yes. When
Okay.
I say floating, it is a free-floating chandelier. That's what it's referred to as.
Okay.
Is this also just another pathway covered in cobwebs?
Yes. This
Right.
one, the web is thinner. You can tell that it's not as dusty. Maybe newer, maybe it had more activity. It's got something to it.
Oh, okay.
Take a look down this hallway because I've got dark vision. And I'm paying attention for any weird sounds.
At the moment,
Cut down the web.
things feel relatively quiet. Like, you can hear the occasional drip of water, things feel sort of musky, like musty. It's all eerie. It's like you found this old trunk in an attic sort of thing, and everything's just worn and withered. And sorry, someone cuts down the web?
Me! Flick cuts down the web with the dagger.
The web itself is seemingly no issue. You take a few swings, and this web is stripped down, leaving a view into a room further beyond.
So we can
Well, which way do we want to go?
down the corridor and that there is a corner.
There appears to be a corner and a room further ahead of Biblio, and there appears to be a corner around Sheeran.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, which way do we want to go?
Yeah, it appears to
Well,
be
I was gonna say
two routes.
my character's always impulsive, that I'm gonna peer around the corner. So I'm gonna.
Is the
slowly
party
approach
going to
this wall and
split?
then-
Is the party splitting?
No, I don't think that's necessarily what's happening. So if Sheeran's gonna go that way, oh,
We'll follow.
Oh.
Like, where are you going?
make sure that she's not gonna get herself killed.
Oh no! Got a horse on me. Oh god! Yep. Yep.
The horse, it's all over me.
Oh, I misunderstood where that corner was. I was one back.
Be good.
Okay, so
This
more web.
came to more web, indeed. This one doesn't appear dusty at all. In fact, this pathway seems suddenly clean. It's like you take the corner and a maid had gone through this whole region. You can tell that there is some sort of light a little bit further past it. There seems to be some sort of room further on, but beyond that, it's strange. It's sort of peculiar. It's like the room is beckoning you to come towards it. You have this weird feeling of comfort.
God damn
You
it,
know,
Ian.
aside from the web in the way.
Right, okay, so do we want to continue down this path or do we want to do a quick check on the other path before we make any major moves?
Seeing as we've found a weird sensation that we can't explain, it may be better to try the other one first.
That's fair.
Oh, okay, let's go back and basically do the same thing but with the other direction. So whee!
That works.
Right. There you go. Bonk. Where's my horse?
Hold up.
So as you enter this next room, once more you're met with a strange amount of web and dust. Unlike the previous hallway that which you had just checked, this one definitely did not have a maid. This one was just covered in web and sort of slimy. In fact, the floor itself becomes strangely slimy. It's like some of the tiles get pulled away. And Biblio, as you take your first step into the room itself, you hear a squish instead. Not the squish that we both know.
Damn.
And
Right, okay.
the floor itself seems to go from stone to sort of like stone replica. It's like if a
Can I
lizard...
investigate it?
Oh, yeah. Most certainly. Give me an investigation.
It's like a linoleum floor with padding underneath it.
Okay.
Can I get close enough to use guidance on her?
Yeah, you can do it.
Can we just take that for granted that I'm
Yeah,
using
no,
guidance?
go.
I know you have to be within touch. I know you have to be within touching distance of the person, but do you like?
I feel this is a casual enough situation that it's not a worry.
Okay, in that case. So that's 19 with the guidance.
19 with the guidance. Alright, well, as you lean down and inspect the gooey floor, you note that it seems to be pulsing. It's like the tiles were scales, and this was the skin beneath. It's this brown texture, just like the tiles itself, but wet and gooey. It's like if you touched a lizard that had recently been in the water. It looks very much like the regular tiles, but some of them are clearly just exposed and gooey. What it is, you're not quite sure, but it doesn't seem to react to you physically stepping on it. Though, you have a feeling that it wouldn't be a best idea to, like, stab it or anything. I mean, if you want to,
Okay.
feel free.
I mean, like, I'm just thinking that Biblio was very, very heavy, so if anybody was gonna piss it off by standing on them, it's probably gonna be her. As she is a big metal woman.
That is fair. As far
Right.
as walking, they seem to be fine. If you stomped on it, maybe.
Can I use my my knowledge of nature to see if it really kind of sparks anything similar to nature? Like if I could correlate the floor or the scales to something I might have read about or encountered before, some sort of a mimic or dragon, lizard, something like that.
Oh, sure, give me a shot on that.
Time for roll. 22.
You're getting very chameleon vibes from it. Like, the dungeon walls and the floor itself seem to be mimicking it for a specific reason, but it's not like the mimic that you are familiar with, not like, the toothy treasure chest one. This one, it seems to be mimicking the floors and stuff, whether it's willingly doing it, or it's doing it just because of its nature, you're not sure on that. But it definitely seems to be based around...
Would it be kind of like the shape changer or whatever Vox is? Changeling? Kind of like the ability to do that?
It's not a bad comparison. You could definitely see similarities with that.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like it's a threatening action, it's just sort of what it's doing.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of, like, to the group, let them know that the dungeon is alive and it's pretending to be a dungeon, but there's some reason, as vague as that is. But this is not our normal dungeon, which I think we all know.
Okay.
Maybe it feels like it doesn't fit in with other dungeons, and I look glaringly.
It's lonely, okay?
Are we
dear.
continuing up this one, or are we going to go back to the other corridor, which was clean and not squishy?
I think we should keep doing this one. I like this one.
Keep going this one? Keep going up the alien path? Okay.
Already here.
Right, okay, gonna carefully enter the room. Again, I am very heavy and I don't want to piss off whatever the floor is made of. So I'm gonna...
The floor is not lava.
Or as lizards instead.
The floor is lizards! I mean, yes, but she weighs almost like 300 pounds of just metal.
She's
The
fun
floor is a
size.
miniature between Sheeran and Vox.
So we've got 2 more paths with more cobwebs.
Do we want to go this way and see if it hooks into this room?
Probably not if avoiding for feelings.
Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, this is completely out of left field, but if I were to get down on my hands and knees on the surface and cast message to try and communicate with what might be doing the mimicking.
You want to talk to the dungeon?
You know what? Vox has done a lot more peculiar things.
No,
So,
like that. I'm just.
Why not?
If
Why not?
you want to talk to the dungeon? Sure, we can talk to the dungeon. What are you telling it?
Just that we mean no harm, but we are here on a purpose of investigation and not seeking to destroy anything.
You don't get any words in response. However, you get more like emotions. Something sort of curious, like it's surprised that, something's talking to it. Or, whatever the floor is underneath you. It gives this impression of being surprised. And it gives an impression of being hungry. Beyond that, you don't seem to get much from it. But you can tell that it doesn't seem dangerous. It's just there. It's like a plant. You get very much vibes of it's just doing its own thing.
Is there
Okay,
anything else of note in the room that might be interesting? Like maybe a fourth wall or...
From what you can tell, it seems to be just the webs currently there. There seems to be more claw marks along the walls. You notice that the ceiling is actually fairly high up in this room. Probably a good 20-30 feet up. Like, you could fit probably a house in the room, all things considered.
Ooh. Can I look at the claw marks a little bit more? Maybe see if I can find out what kind of critter, or thing left the claw mark?
Sure, if you want to take a nature or something for that.
Nature it is. That's a
See if
20.
you can
Not
correlate
an
it to
act,
something.
dirty.
Sorry, 30?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, considering how the claws go from the floor to the wall and seem to be going up the wall, and seem to be pressed into the wall alongside the web, you have an impression that it's something that can crawl with the web. They don't seem fresh, but they don't seem really old either. It's more like wear marks from being traveled over a long period of time, rather than something, say, going across it an hour ago.
About what size is the creature thing that left these marks? We're talking like dinner plate sized or big giant horse cat size?
You could tell that if you had claws like that were for hunting, that you would make claws about that big. Probably humanoid size.
So it's a nasty. Well, which direction would you like to go? East or west?
I'd say west.
West?
I'm gonna go cut down another web.
Yeah. Okay, we're going west.
Cut down the web.
don't suppose there's any way of telling from my feelings from the floor whether or not the webs and cutting them down is an issue. Does it object?
Are you staying connected for, like, are you trying to maintain the connection when they cut the web?
Let's say I would try and go down again quickly just to, relay that message about what we're doing. Because it is probably the only direct action we've taken so far in the dungeon, is to take the webs down.
That is true. As far as you can tell, it doesn't seem to notice the webs itself. Perhaps something else had put the webs, and it doesn't seem concerned with it. It gives the impression once more that it's just surprised to be talking to, and hungry.
Did Vox relay any of that information about its feelings to us?
Oh, yeah, of course. As if I keep
Can
anything
I-
from the group.
Could I could I ask if you can ask it, or to see if the claw marks are bothering it? Like if there's something we should be aware of, like if it reacts to the idea of something here with claws and hunting.
I try and relay that.
Yeah, if you want to ask that. It doesn't seem to initially give an answer, and you almost feel like it doesn't understand what it is, like what you're asking to it. It feels so simple. But just as you're about to sort of give up on the idea, it just kind of it gives this responding feeling of family. Like, you get this feeling that it's, you're holding a sibling, you see your parents, something like that. It's family related.
Oh.
Right around then, as you're cutting down the web, you hear the first sets of chittering
Oh no.
from further down the hall that you're aiming towards, as well as back in the rooms, specifically where you had been. The chandelier room, you hear distinctively that something is making noise. But it seems to echo across the walls and almost feels like it travels along the webs. It feels like it moves along and makes the sound come from every direction.
Oh, that's not good.
Nothing appears to be initially moving into view, but you have a feeling that now something is aware that you are around.
Since this is the first sign of motion, and the chittering is usually not a good sign, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself to prepare.
Alrighty. You have the Mage Armor.
Sweet. What else are we gonna do?
Incoming rocks.
How do I change this in my stat list here? Hold on. Figure this out. Customize. +13 dex. Mage armor.
Okay, so does it sound like the sound is getting closer, or does it just sound like it is in multiple places?
It sounds like it's in multiple places, but you're getting the pretty good impression that whatever is making it is probably coming towards you, considering that it started happening just as you cut down the web.
Okay. Anybody else have anything that they want to do before we inevitably get attacked by giant spiders? Or normal-sized spiders. Probably giant spiders.
I don't
maybe
really have
ready in action.
I'm gonna go to the middle of the room and get my dagger out as a just to be prepared. And then I guess spells are ready already, so do it. Let us do it.
Can I take a quick look and see what's around this corner here?
Sure, if you want. Everyone else is preparing for something approaching?
What?
People were preparing for something approaching?
Nope, I'm good.
I thought someone had readied an action. Or...
Oh, I cheekily, expecting the worst.
Ah. Well, for the moment, nothing seems to approach. Though the chittering does continue sort of as a background ambience. I have a feeling that things are moving around now.
Okay.
You're
Let me see. Let's continue down the corridor and we'll.
peering down the further route. You know that it sort of just takes a turn. Looks a bit dusty. There are more claw marks along the walls. You peer around the corner again. And once more, you notice that seems to be relatively fine. There's nothing super fancy about it. It's just a room. Another one of the torches along the sides there. Is everyone moving along as this line here?
Yep. In this case, Vigil's actually going to stay towards the back, and
That works. Alright, everyone hold for a moment.
okay.
Vox, what's your AC?
11.
Why are you in front of me again?
I was curious.
Use exploring! And, well, you see, Biblio just takes his breath away. Or, wait, no, that's not Biblio. That's Web. In fact, there's web all over the place. And this was a specific string of web that seems to suddenly wrap around him and hoist him up into the air. Sort of like a tripwire. Sort of like an angry threat, in fact, as he suddenly is grabbed and hoisted a good 10 feet up into the air, bound, and takes 4 damage from it.
Ah.
And as you notice him be pulled up into the air, you peer up following his movement, and notice that there seems to be a creature of some sort up above the group, at the top of the room. These high ceilings are now home to a few assorted purple crawling creatures. And for those of you experienced, they seem to be humanoid spiders of some sense. A quick glance into the room further ahead notes that there's 2 of them, in fact. And they seem to be crawling down from the walls towards the party. Everyone, please roll initiative.
Okay.
for the moment, Vox, you are grappled and in the air.
I rolled a 2, fitting such a position.
Oh, can everyone please put it into the chat, just so I can keep track of it?
Oh yeah, just while I'm remembering, they're braziers, not braziers, because braziers are bras.
Ah, okay.
So unless our way is being lit by giant bras on the wall.
I mean, would anyone complain?
No. No one would complain.
Oh my. Alright.
That's quite a lineup of initiative rolls, guys.
Yay!
Well, Marshy is, at least appears to be ready. Biblio is, ready for the fight.
We need a hero.
Unfortunately, the Ettercap currently standing over Vox, that's the one that actually goes first.
Uh-oh.
And as it hoists Vox into the air, it crawls down along the wall and makes a swipe at him, attempting to give him the old 1-2, as it were. One of the attacks misses, however, it does manage to land a minor bite against you. It does 8 damage. Sorry, 4 piercing and 4 poison.
No.
As well, I need you to make a constitution check.
Saving throw or?
Saving throw, yes.
17.
17 is plenty. You're fine. But the spider beast starts crawling down and is clearly hunting the group. However, next up is Biblio.
Okay, how high up did you say he was hanging?
Vox is currently 10 feet up in the air, and the Ettercap has crawled down to 10 feet as well. You're able to walk under him without an issue.
I able to cut the web that is stuck in?
You have your throwing axe, I believe it is, or
I got a hand axe.
yeah.
So would I have to throw it?
You would throw it, but you can easily like aim it just like it's just out of reach, sort of thing.
Okay, cool. I mean, like it's a returning axe
Yeah.
anyway, so that. But okay, I'm gonna chuck my axe at the web and see if I can.
All right.
Get Vox down.
Give me a quick throw for that one. Just an attack roll.
14.
Ah, that's plenty. The web isn't exactly good at dodging, and it's only a short bit away. The web is cut without issue, since it's just a string, mostly. And Vox lands potentially a bit haphazardly, but relatively safely onto the ground. It's only a few feet, and he's probably fine, aside from the bite wounds. Having the Ettercap's lunch running away, however, is clearly upsetting the chittering creature.
Right, okay. So yeah, I've gone over to the other side as well.
Alrighty. You get bonus action to command your pet, I think? Is that how it works?
I do.
So I don't think you have anything else for your bonus action. I've never encountered Artificer. Wait, no, that's a lie.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else from a bonus action. But my... you can move through spaces, you just can't stop in other people's spaces, so...
The Ettercap's up against the wall right now, so you don't have to worry about, like, reach for that one. You can move past it as
Over
it were.
here because he died.
It's just hard to do 3D movement in this.
Yes, and yeah, bonus action. I will get my Steel Defender to attack the spider thing if I can.
Sure.
Or is it still too high up?
No, you can reach it. You make a little jump. It's relatively exposed, so it's not like it's gonna be. I mean, it'll be a bit harder to hit, but otherwise it's still reachable. You can attack roll with it.
Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Ooh, it's probably gonna miss anyway. That's yeah. That's a 9.
A 9? 9 is
Yeah.
not quite enough. It scuttles away from the vicious cougar horse, panther horse.
I'm sorry, that's a funny turn of phrase.
Okay, that's me.
Alrighty. Everyone else is so much lower down. So actually, it's the next one's turn. Is it this one scuttles down the wall from its web resting place, as it seems, and moves directly. Oh no, that's the web. Damn you, web! Get out of the way. It moves directly towards the pouncing panther. What? That's yes, the pouncing panther, and attempts to give it the old 1-2 as well.
Oh, how dare it. Okay.
What is the pet's AC?
15.
15? Alright. One is a miss, and the other does 7 damage. It manages to land a good claw on the on Zapantha.
Oh, okay.
They clearly have some nasty claws, as both the walls and the general display shows off. They seem to be pretty good ambush predators.
Okay, cool.
However, that's the entirety of its turn, actually. Since Sheeran and Flick have equal, I believe it's the person with the higher dexterity modifier.
I've got +0, so I think it's Flick.
It's me.
It is Flick. Alright, so Flick is next.
Let's see. I can move and do an action, right?
Yes. You move, do an action, and a bonus action. Typically.
So I'm going to move here, and I'm going to see here. How banged up does Vox look? Like, is he looking like he's just hurt but okay, or is he like kind of messed up? It's just a bite, right?
He's
Like,
hurt.
I obviously don't know like hit points. I can't see hit points.
He's down to 12 health.
Down to 12. Okay.
He's got half his health, like.
He's
He's
bloody.
okay, like, he'll soldier on.
He's
hurt,
bloody,
but
right?
he's not down and out.
No.
Okay. So then let's do this one. Seems like a fair cantrip. We'll do Sacred Flame, so we don't have to worry about projectiles and having it shoot over his head or anything like that. So that's a 1d8 radiant. Let's see, do I have to do anything? Or does the target have to do anything? So there's an attack save of 12 dex, if that helps.
Yeah, what it is dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm doing that.
What is your spell DC?
So
I believe
spell
it's...
save DC is 12.
Alright, so the spider creature is scuttling too much along the wall and appears to avoid your sparkly fire. It rolled an 18.
Bugger.
There's
Does it
some
ignore all?
there are some quick little buggers, that's for sure.
Well, I think that uses up all of my actions.
I believe so, unless you have any bonus actions you would like to do. And or has the ability to do.
Yeah, I do have a bonus action. I'm going to use one of my healing lights on Vox, which is a 1d6 for health points. And that's 4 HP gained.
Hey, that works.
Gives you a nod.
That's it.
Alrighty. That moves on to Sheeran then.
How is this Etter Cap looking again? Because it's all I can see. Is it looking pretty bloodied? Not bloodied at all?
It hasn't been touched.
Okay.
As of the moment, it's managed to avoid the swings in its general direction.
Well, it's gonna have a bad time because Sharon pulls out the diamond and just kind of lets it float and then flicks it through. We are gonna do some cold damage, and I rolled a 18 to hit.
Spell attack, right?
E.
Yep, that hits.
That is 3d8 damage.
As a note, what are you casting?
Chromatic orb.
Okay, just making sure.
14 cold damage.
14 cold. Well, you can definitely tell that that despite it avoiding most of the other attacks, it wasn't prepared for this one. The blast of cold damage strikes the beast, and you can tell that a good chunk of its shell freezes and shatters away from its form. It loses an entire limb, and it's not having a good time right now. It howls and chitters in pain and anger, really. And clearly, it's you can tell that it's pretty hurt. It's not down and out, but it's definitely hurting after that.
And seeing this, Sharon is gonna do the smart thing and just kind of back up around the corner, just in case it has a ranged attack and it's mad that I hit it. That's the end of my turn
Hit and run.
because I don't have a
It
bonus
works.
action.
I believe that moves on to Vox. Vox, you've been saved from the ceiling.
So, am I prone after falling?
I feel it was quick enough that you were able to land on your feet. A bit
Okay.
startled, but it was like, whoa. If it got you any closer, you would be probably prone, but...
Yeah, I think I'll either Eldritch Blast or Vicious Mockery. I think I'll Eldritch Blast this thing. This one.
Eldritch Blast?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I believe that's a spell attack for you.
Yes.
That's a 12.
A 12 to hit?
12 to hit, yeah.
It looks like your magic is about to strike it, but at the last moment it flinches to the side and it just skids along the stone. The blast was close, oh so close, but not quite on the mark. This is a fairly twitchy little lad, it seems.
Well, I don't want to give it an opportunity attack, so I better stay where I am.
It's not a bad idea. Now, as a note, again, it is against the wall, so you can move, like, underneath it, but I wouldn't suggest that for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is that. It loops back around to said spider's turn, actually.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
And, Sheeran! It noticed you. It's upsetty spaghetti. And, it's actually gonna clamber straight up the wall.
Fuck.
Do. What it is going to do is it is going to take the disengage action. It's going to just scamper up. However, both Vox and Biblio can't do anything then. And it is going to skitter along the top of the ceiling, hanging ominously over Sheeran's person. I'm putting it against the wall there, but it's currently on the ceiling. You know, I'm sure you understand.
Fantastic.
As stated, the ceiling's about 30 feet up, so melee attacks are not going to be able to reach it.
Okay, where's the other one?
The other one is on the ground level. It is on the ground level. It was it crawled down from the wall and is currently fighting the panther horse. Yes, I'm
Okay,
going to repeatedly call it that. Makes me laugh, okay? But that is the Spider Beast's turn. It appears to be on the hunt for whatever harmed it, and using its all-terrain capabilities to its advantage, as it were. So it goes to Biblio.
Go around.
Okay, so I can't hit that one, so I'm going to come over to this one. And I am going to hit it with a very large hammer.
Yes.
Good plan. Feel free to make a swing at it.
Okay. That is a nat 20. I can screenshot the nat 20 if you would like a screenshot of the nat 20.
I believe you, folks.
Oh, he gone.
I believe y'alls. There's no reason for you to lie, and if you lie, I'll just throw more things at you.
Okay. That's 16 damage.
16. A good chunk, a good smackaroni. It seems to be focused on the animal that is also another animal. And realizes that, wait, its companion scuttled off. That means it has something else coming in on the side. And then you hit it, and you can hear the full sound effect of the crunch. There's a lot of crunch. It's not dead, but you definitely shattered its shell and skin, and you can see that it's pretty beat up.
Okay, bonus action, Steel Defender will attack it as well.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Pepperoni can give a swing.
That's definitely another miss. Vigil, gonna need you to actually hit things. Yeah, that's definitely a miss. I rolled a 3, so it's a 7.
Yeah, that's not gonna quite make it. Good try, though.
That is me.
Alrighty. That covers Biblio's turn, being smacked around a bit, using their good hammer skills. The spider, the Edder Cap, is not happy. It just got smacked around. And it's going to attempt to retaliate against Biblio.
Vigil is going to use his reaction to deflect attack.
Ooh, what does that do?
Which imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see within 5 feet of it, provided the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender. So if it's attacking me instead of Vigil, it's got disadvantage.
Alright. Is it on every attack that it does, or just one?
Just one of them.
Just one? Okay. Neither hit, actually. It's a good thing you did the reaction, because the attempt to bite is thrown off as your minion jostles it from the side and throws off its aim. Claws swing wide, teeth swing wide, and it catches air.
Yeah, go Vigil.
Yeah, good pet.
Good Vigil.
Good cat.
He's a cool cat. I believe next up moves to Flicker, it was then? The bird is the word. You got 2 bugs. One's trying to chase after the squishy one.
If I were here, I couldn't see this guy, right?
I'll say you can. You're generally following its path along the ceiling and whatnot.
So I'd be able to line of sight it with a spell.
Yes.
Ooh,
You can see it can see you.
So let's go here, and let's take a look at the spell list I've got.
Magic missile.
Let's see here. Let's go with a Ray of Frost. So that's a dirty 20 for hit.
A dirty 20 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Man, you guys really like chilling this one.
And 6 damage.
6 damage? Alrighty. You chill this one down quite a bit as it's attempting to scuttle along the walls. You can see its movements become sluggish. More chips of its frame start peeling off, and it's left with only it's looking pretty beat up. You feel like a stiff breeze is probably gonna knock it over. It's not quite there yet. So it's a good chunk though. It's a nice little bit taken off. Following.
I think that will end my turn.
Alrighty. Moving on to Sheeran then. You have a very chilled out Ettercap stalking you from above.
I remember 5-foot steps are not a thing in 5e, right?
5-foot steps? Probably not. I don't. Doesn't
Where
sound
you
familiar.
move by instead of everything else. I think it was replaced by disengage. So where is it? Am I currently counting as engaged with it? Is it right next to me? So would it?
No, it's 30 feet up in the air.
Range?
You are
Oh,
not within punching
then-
range of it. It's currently way above you.
That's fine. I'm gonna Ray of Frost it then.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
Everyone's chilling this one out. It's gonna become a little ice cube. Roll the hit.
20.
20?
23.
23. That definitely hits.
And 4 cold damage.
Alright, how would you like to finish it off?
To have it drop unceremoniously to the ground. Just plunk.
It does exactly that. Stuck to the ceiling, attempting to crawl away. It freezes pretty much solid and just falls down to the floor. Hits the ground with a couple of chunks and shatters apart. Big bits lodged all over the place. It is splattered.
Hooray! Then Sharon will be like, awesome, and then continue to move this way. So there, so she has range of sight of the other Etacap. And then I'm done.
Alrighty. And I believe that moves on to Vox. Witnessing, or well, rather hearing the other one drop and Sheeran's sliding past.
Okay, I'm gonna move out. And cast Vicious Mockery on this guy.
Vicious
So
Mockery.
neat. Yeah. So
Barely even knew him.
fairly strong words at said spider are being said, and it must survive a Wisdom 13 check.
It gives a Wisdom 18. So
Congratulations, spider! You have survived this round.
the spider is, it's not taking your shit. They're, no, it is, relatively unfazed by the harsh words. Maybe it just doesn't understand because it is spider.
And that's me.
That's Vox. Alrighty. Oop. With the shattering of its companion, it's not looking good for the other spider. Especially as I believe it is Biblio's turn first.
It's my turn. Okay. I'm gonna hit it with a large hammer.
Give him the old smackaronis.
It's a 14 to hit.
14? That hits.
It does hit. Oh god, I did not think that was gonna hit. Yay. 11.
11. How would you like to do this?
I would like to bring the hammer down on top of it and then turn it into, like, a splat.
It is soup. You have turned spider into spider soup. Little bug bits. You hear a satisfying crunch as it kind of just goes squish. It's kind of twitching, its limbs, little limbs twitching and flicking around, but otherwise, it is splattered.
Fabulous. It is.
You
spider
take
soup.
a brief look around, and you can still hear chittering around, but nothing close by. It seems that the sounds of conflict have scared a few of them off. You feel like you can take a moment to settle.
I am going to cast Mending on Vigil.
I believe that takes a minute.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yeah, you'll definitely have a minute. There's nothing appears to be approaching right now. You all sort of consolidate and check over your boo-boos and/or magical casting bits. Take a brief glance around the next hallway, and you note that it takes a turn and heads further in.
He's back up to full. Yay.
Did the Ettercaps have anything interesting on them?
They have bug bits on them. They don't seem to have a lot of interesting bits on them. They seem to be just
But
bugs.
is there any like salvageable chitinous bits that we could take? People
Well,
can make things of chitin.
one turned into a big ice popsicle, and the other one is got crunched into paste.
Oh yeah, that's true.
As of the moment, it doesn't appear that they have anything useful on them. Unfortunately, maybe not
Are there
other
some
ones,
legs I
but
can collect for later?
you could definitely pick
Or
up some
food?
bug bits if you want. But it's
Yay.
probably just going to be a mushy paste.
Oh, the leg is a mushy paste?
Well, one's mushy paste and one is a popsicle.
Oh, I'll take the one that's got some popsicles so it's frozen. It'll last longer because it'll make a good dish for later.
I mean, it works. It's instant
Yay.
refrigeration, as it were.
Gotta keep it fresh.
Consolidating your position, you note that it seems that this place is much more active, as shown. The walls aren't dusty. The floor itself isn't dusty. And keeping more of an eye on the ceiling now, you note that the ceiling definitely seems to have some travel wear on it. Overall, though, nothing seems to approach you right now. It seems to be relatively ambient. It continues that soft dripping, and the occasional floor tile is kind of peeled up, and you can notice that the floor is still. Some bits of it are sort of pulsing. You're not sure if. Sorry, go ahead.
The large web, is that covering something up? Is there a reason that it should be so large over that particular corner of the room?
It doesn't appear to be covering anything up. It just seems to be a web. You notice some desiccated skeletons against it. They seem to be other bugs, some birds, mostly just small creatures that have wandered in and probably gotten captured and consumed by the ettercaps.
Okay.
What's your armor class again, real quick?
11.
Can I use this opportunity to cast Mage Armor on Vox if he would be willing to let me do so, and use another healing light on him to take some more health points back up?
What is all this generosity? Oh.
I like to help people.
I like people that help people.
We can be friends.
They want Vox to take the rocks instead. Yeah, no, you're free to. Vox is allowing, I believe it is.
Alright. Well, unfortunately, I only give you one extra health point because my rolls are garbage. But you have 13 plus defense modifier AC, so hopefully you don't get riggedy wrecked.
13 plus what's the defense modifier?
Dexterity modifier.
Oh,
So
dexterity. Oh, that's 0,
yeah.
so it's 13. Okay.
So you get 2 extra AC.
Better than 11.
Right?
Hey, it works. That's a 10% gain right there.
Yay.
And we're all about them gain.
Them gains. Well, as you take a look around, you sort of figure out that you have a few directions that you can still go. Remember the room from prior that looked very clean. You remember the room that you had just come from, and you have your current way that you could head forward.
Is the floor in this room the same as previous?
It seems to be relatively the same. The stone tiles with the occasional gap that has a little exposed, sort of fleshy breathing floor.
Okay.
Said the floor was hungry.
Sorry?
Vox.
Oh.
When you mind melded with the floor, did you tell us that the floor was hungry? Or did you keep that to-
I would have relayed anything that I found.
Okay, then Lang. You know that guy that I blasted out of the sky?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cause because nothing should go to waste, drag its corpse back to the room that's hungry and leave it there.
You're gonna leave its body in the middle of the room?
I'm gonna give them
Before we
popsicle,
do
but
that, unless it's already done, didn't Vox say that it thought these scratches were like family?
That's what I thought as well. You're feeding it its kid, man. Jeez, damn.
I mean, in the wild, it's eat or be eaten.
That's the thing I'm going off of. It's dead already. Here, have this.
It's the circle of life.
do we want to keep going up the path we've already started going up?
I would say yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. I'm gonna go back in front again.
Yes, good idea.
Further ahead, you notice a room, another room. As you reach the entrance of it, hold for a moment. You note that there seems to be something glowing. In fact, it's embedded in the ceiling, 30 feet up again. A shard of some sort. In fact, it looks like a familiar shard. Perhaps from some sort of sword that hovers in the air. I wonder whom's.
Okay.
You notice this immediately, as it seems to be projecting a blue aura around the room. However, around the base of the shard, currently wedged into the ceiling, you notice some sort of individual. When I say individual, it looks almost humanoid. It looks like a person that got kind of mashed into a paste and then reformed, like a clay model. They seem to be just sort of walking back and forth on the roof. It doesn't seem to notice you, and it doesn't look like it can walk along the web or anything like that, because it's specifically avoiding any patches of web. This is all happening on the roof, and you can kind of look at it from below. As of the moment, you don't really have, like, you haven't attracted its attention to you, or even if it has the ability to have attention. There seems to be some sort of thing wandering around.
Okay. Does anybody think they have a way of actually getting the shard of the sword down? Also, I love the fact that you've literally just gotten the sword and shrunk it.
Ray of Frost many times.
Aren't you more likely to just get that stuck more in the ceiling?
What about the rope?
Eldritch Blast will get it down.
Just blow up the roof.
I suppose that works. Technically speaking.
We could stack. It's 30 feet high.
Yep, the roof is 30 feet high, so it's a, if you could feasibly climb up the wall, or down the wall, quote-unquote, you could reach either end from the wall.
Right.
Can I try to message this guy to tell him we are here for the shard?
You want to message the gooey thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Give me one moment. Sorry, I found that this is perfect.
It's been here the whole time.
What was that?
I said it's actually Scrack. He's been here the whole time.
It's just Scrax sticking to the roof.
Spider Scrack, Spider Scrack.
Terrifying. Ooh, ooh. Alright. Oh. Alright, what are you sending to the, to whatever it is?
That we have come to take the shard, and whether or not it objects to our actions. I don't know how it can tell me, but that's as far as I can go.
That's fair. What languages do you speak?
Oh wow. Let's see. Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Giant, Goblin, Sylvan, Undercommon.
God.
Is there any specific ones that you'll try out, or just sort of trying a general dialect of trying out a few of them?
Well, the message spell doesn't need to be.
Here's a message and a whisper. Oh yeah, what do you know? Okay.
I don't think it needs to know. Oh, it can reply in a whisper. Oh, I didn't know it could communicate back. Okay.
Yeah, what do you know?
I thought it was only a one-way communication. Okay.
I think that's sending, that's one way.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The creature appears
So-
to stop as you send your message to it, and visibly noting that it lifts its quote unquote head towards the party, taking a look at them, and Vox, you can hear the soft whisper in what appears to be weirdly distorted goblinoid. It seems to be looking for something. It's looking for some sort of magic. That's what it says. And you can tell that it seems to be repeating this over and over again. You're unsure if that's what it's just telling you or what it's sort of stuck on. It doesn't seem to realize that the shard that it's next to may be the magic, but it seems to be just wandering around and, as it said, looking for the magic.
Okay, I relay that to the party, perhaps indicating that maybe it thinks the shard is some magic item, according to it.
Okay. But did it seem to not want us to take the thing that you said we were going to take?
It didn't make any mention of the shard, just of looking for magic.
Not be cognizant enough. You mentioned it was getting stuck on the same idea, the concept.
Like it was on a skipped record.
It gives a good impression of that.
Okay, well, if it's not specifically looking for the shard because it doesn't know that the shard is the magical thing, can we just try to take the shard?
Probably.
I want to try and relate to it that we need it to stand clear. I mean, it's probably not going to understand, but I'm going to try anyway.
To try and get it to move where
Away
it's
from
not
the
gonna-
shard, yeah.
You relay the message, and it just responds once more that it's looking for the magic, and continues to sort of idly pace around the sword like it had found it, Sorry, the shard, rather. The shard of the sword. That it seems to idly pace around it like, yeah, it found it, but it's not understanding that this is the goal that it was looking for. Once more, it seems to be just in
Yeah.
this weirdly accented goblinoid.
Yeah, it's speaking in some sort of goblin. It really thinks that the shard is some kind of magic, even though it doesn't know what it has. So it may act in some disfavor if we try and take it.
Could we? Is there? What if the shard made it that?
Ooh.
I'm worried if we touch it, it'll turn us into that.
I mean, some of you have seen how disruptive the shard, the sword's magic can be. Oh.
Is it worth trying that experiment? That we did with the light, to see if that might make
Cause
the
a
creature
similar effect.
recognizable.
I mean, if you wanted to try and set up an experiment here, you could. The shard itself is only about the size of like a short sword sort of thing.
Small thought. Small robot creature. Put shard on that to be safe? We're concerned about touching it.
To be fair, you also have to reach it right now.
Is it just floating or is it embedded?
It's embedded in the ceiling at the moment.
We
Alongside
have
the
rope, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, we have rope, I think.
Yes.
I have rope.
I do have a bow. We want to try and trick shot it. Or does it actually have like a hilt on it as well that we could try to loop the rope and go for like a lasso?
It is just a shard, so it's like a piece of crystal. Think like quartz.
Okay. Gotcha. So no actual gripping
Yeah.
points.
I'm just using the sword model because it fits it.
Did I believe Sheeran, you can make water, right?
No. I can make
Oh.
what looks like water.
An illusion water.
I can lie to you and say I can do water. So if you ask me in character to make you water, I do. It's not water.
Oh. I was trying to think if we could use like a combo of Ray of Frost and somebody who had water. Like
Oh
make
wait,
water.
wait. Let me just give me a second.
Can you make water?
I can't make water. That's not what I'm looking at just now.
Sorry, I thought you got really excited because you could make water.
I don't know if this will work. Like my current thought process will work with this particular party. I just realized. But let me have a think. How tall is my character? Yes, this matters.
Are you gonna stand on top of each other?
No, I just realized I have a potentially useful spell, but
Do you have?
okay, it's not gonna be quite enough. If it was far away, I could do it. I was just thinking I have the spell jump.
But none of us can actually.
Oh, this is. I can't believe I didn't think of this before because I'm dumb. So give me a second. Mage Hand. Can I use Mage Hand to get it?
You can try. That is the plan.
Because
You could use
the
Mage
range is
Hand to
30
get it.
feet, so that's perfect.
I can use a mage hand as well if we want to try and dislodge it with two.
There we go.
Oh my god. Double mage
Do
hand.
Double mage hand.
Let's do that.
Okay, right. Plan. Lang,
Double.
Double mage hand. Let's get it.
Lang, bro. Kevin. Kev.
Brr!
Kevin. Yep.
Don't do that. Yes, you're doing double mage hand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna nudge you into the
After
room.
coming up with many convoluted systems, we have gone for the simplest possible option.
You grab it from afar and you give it a pull. Give the shard a pull. It's not really wedged in there. You pull it down. Is anyone going to grab it, or is it? Are you just sort of pulling it towards you with
Sheeran
mage
will
hand?
grab it.
Let the let horse cat catch it with its mouth. Vigil, go. I choose you.
I was gonna say Sheeran, either Sheeran or Vigil, because Sheeran also is going to turn them in at the end.
Vigil, use catch. Fetch. That'll work. Whomst is grabbing the thing?
I volunteer because I'm impulsive, in character.
Okie doke.
Alrighty. It floats towards Sheeran. The shard comes within hand reach, and you grab it. And you notice that, very weirdly, the shard appears to have gravity going in the opposite direction. What you would expect to be coming down to your hand, like coming down to the floor, instead it's attempting to pull you up. Though the shard itself is rather light, so all things considered, you're able to hold it perfectly fine.
Okay.
It's probably trying to go back to the sword.
It's trying to go loose. However, the gooey boy from before seems to slowly just follow it from above. Sheeran apparently has a lot of things following it, and Sheeran being in the corner, it simply just stands above them. It just stands above them like it's slowly following along. It doesn't seem hostile for the moment. It just seems to be following the shard of the sword. Sheeran, add 1 pocket shard to your inventory. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I put it in the loot notation thing and keeping it in session chat for us, so that way we have a list of all the loot.
We have a shiny thing. And a gooey buddy, apparently.
Yeah, I've got goo bits. Oh, and the goo boy. There's goo boy, and
We've
I've
got
got
a gooey
goo bits.
friend.
About what size is Gooey Buddy? Like small, tiny?
He
Medium.
probably makes Biblio look small.
Oh.
Oh, that's impressive.
It's a big thing. It's like just shy of being quote unquote large.
Okay.
So it isn't just a reconstituted goblin.
It is not just a reconstituted goblin. It would be like if you stack like 4 or 5 goblins on top of each other. It's at least
Like
2 scracks.
bugbear, perhaps.
And as of the moment, it just seems to be walking along the ceiling.
Do we still hear chitness noises in the hallway?
The occasional noise. Lesser now that the first 2 appear to have expired. You're still hearing them appear to be coming from the webs and all around, but it's like you took out a few of the ones making the noise, so it's dimmer.
So just ambient, really.
A little bit ambient. You can notice it, but you aren't getting drowned out by it.
Do we want? This is wasn't the point of finding one of these? Like the goal of the dive? Do we
The
want to
more
keep
that we
going?
find, the more they can do for experiments, and the more we get paid.
Okay.
But Sheeran would want to find as many as we can.
Tally ho.
Let's go.
Tally is definitely a hoe if you've played Mass Effect.
Oh my. Yes, very true. All right, moving on. What's in
Yes.
here?
We continue.
Biblio, the lead, gets to watch as other people take the lead.
I'm down to follow because I've got a lot of health. Oop, Biblio's in front of me. Never mind. I tried.
What appears to be more corners. You, the track is rather winding, and the tunnels themselves continue to be this sort of stone, fleshy mix. Notably, you can tell that more of the panels here, like more of the stone flooring here seems to be pulled up, and more of the sort of fleshy growths are maintained along it.
Who has the crystal?
I do.
Sheeran.
Do you have a torch?
No. But I've got dark vision.
No, but does Biblio have the torch?
I gave Biblio a torch, so I assume so.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Biblio was to use her torch and shine it through the crystal. Because I'm wondering if the same effect is going to be evident from the shard.
Field experiment?
Sheeran would not want to do experiments that might risk some weird stuff going on in the middle of a possibly hostile dungeon.
This is very disappointing to Vox. Very disappointing.
Vox is mad scientist over here.
And Vox doesn't trust the Arcane Association.
I want to know. They're keeping stuff from us. You are encouraging this behavior.
Let's continue down the corridor, shall we?
You're in on this. I know it.
They're all in on
Really
this.
funny.
Conspiracy boxes unleashed.
It is really funny to me that Fox's entire thing got Sheeran to trust the AA more. So technically it's his fault, and that's great.
You fell for their lies.
Bamboozled. The tunnel continues onwards to more
Oh, there he is.
more turns.
Just...
It was consuming the Sheeran. Notably, said Sheeran has a companion following along the roof. And doesn't seem to be unfettered in any sort of way. It's just
If I
following
wave
along.
at it, does it, like, wave back?
It doesn't seem to do anything. It just seems to follow, shuffling along like a almost zombie-esque, really. Kind of eerie. It's just following. It's watching you menacingly.
Menacingly.
Crossing around the next corner, you're... Damn thing.
Oh yeah, it's got my next Google Maps time lapse. And I bet you anything it says I was at home. Oh no, it's actually quite exciting.
It's another turn! Thrilling. Many thrilling turns.
Corner.
And as you reach
This
the
is a ride round, baby.
end of the
ride round.
corridor, you find a room! A strangely clean room, once again. Suddenly, the tiles that were previously damaged and sort of pulled up, they suddenly stop being pulled up. Everything is sort of left in place. And despite
And nothing appears to be a lizard.
Sorry?
Nothing appears to be a lizard. In the
Nothing
room.
appears to be a lizard right now.
Okay.
There is a couple of rocks that are sort of scattered around, but beyond that, and your traveling companion, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. The room itself is fairly simplified. There are... I'm trying... It's brazier?
Brazier.
Brazier. There we go. Brazier. You're not surrounded by bras on the walls.
That would be
Braziers.
something that might appear in this dungeon, though.
I mean, maybe at this rate. There's a few of them. There's, notably, there doesn't actually seem to be any on the section that you're standing on. Unlike all the other areas that you have been, where they've been, you know, at about chest height, these ones seem to be up towards the ceiling. Almost like they were at the ceiling's chest height. It's like it was made by someone who was upside down. Probably the spiders. They seem to flicker a little bit with a soft ambient light. And otherwise seem to
Collect
be...
another one of these torches.
Sorry?
Sheeran's gonna collect another one of these weird torches because she wants to study one later, and she already gave one away to Biblio.
Those ones are 25 feet up in the air.
Oh, never mind.
These ones are up on the ceiling, like they had flipped the room around, sort of thing.
I'll just grab another one from one of the earlier rooms. That'll be fine. But I'll wait to do that until like we're there.
That works. Your gooey buddy just seems to be following along wherever Sheeran goes. Wherever Sheeran stops, nobody knows. It seems to be just on this route they're following. You notice two separate routes that seem to be heading out in various directions. From Vox's angle, they can clearly tell that it sort of wraps around back to the other room from prior. They notice a bit of web that seems to be sticking to things. But the angle seems a little bit off. It feels like something's... feels like it shouldn't be going that way. It's all the arcane stuff, you know. It's all out to get him.
Are you asking for an arcane check?
Oh no, I'm just saying Vox is paranoid.
Yeah.
The
That's
writings
fair.
on the walls. Can we do just an investigation in the room for anything that might be hiding or under the rubble or anything unusual that stands out?
Sure, where do you want to do this? Like, are you gonna walk to where you are now and do so?
Yes, I will.
Are you going to do it on your way to there, or are you doing it there?
On the way to there.
Sure, give me an investigation.
19.
19. You stop right there. Because you realize, just as you're stepping through, that you are now standing on a wire. Wire currently strung from one end of the room to the other. Just out of sight. Your keen detective skill says you moved into the room. Everyone else seemed to pause just before it. You went just a little bit further. It hasn't been triggered yet. However, you notice that you probably, if you move your foot, something's gonna go off.
I'm in danger. How about... I notice it, and I ask for maybe people to find out where this leads, what's gonna happen. Help, please.
Send help, I'm stuck.
Please help.
Then
Yep.
take a
I
look
have-
and try disarming it.
I also have a passive investigation of 20, so would I be able to tell anything about like where it leads, what it might be doing?
Passive investigation isn't a thing, it's perception.
No, there is a passive investigation. I've never entirely understood what it does.
As investigation, as far as I've always been aware, is that you're specifically trying to find something for it. Perception is just looking at things.
That's what I've always thought of it. But passive
Yeah.
investigation is a stat that exists for whatever reason.
It's under senses.
It's like a passive intelligence.
But that's what perception is.
Perception is passive. With...
It is looking
I
at
think
things,
it's
and
their-
investigation is
Their
looking at
replacement
things.
for take 10.
But, in either way, you take a look at the trap itself, or what you assume to be a trap, and it looks like it's wired together a little bit from string and a little bit from web. It's like they replaced a portion of it with a string of web across it. Probably why it's been pretty sneaky, all things considered. And or they probably triggered it themselves. You have a hunch. As far as you can tell, it seems to be just mostly strung into a tiny, tiny sliver of a hole on either side of the room. So, specifically meant to walk across or trigger it by, you know, dragging your foot or something like that. You can try to disable it if you would like. If you have, I believe it's thief tools? Or artificer can, like, make their own tools or something?
I can, and I actually have thieves' tools and proficiency in thieves' tools.
That works. Or you can make an attempt to see if you want to try and disable it.
How would I do that?
I believe it's just a 20 with, like, a d20 with your proficiency.
Okay. That would be 16.
Apologies.
A 16?
Yeah.
With a little snap, you notice that the string doesn't seem to do anything. You, actually, it turns out that you set the strings down just enough with a clever little application of glue or something, and your bird friend is able to lift their foot off just enough that everything seems to be stable. So far, the string doesn't seem to move, and likely, as long as you don't touch it, probably nothing bad is going to happen. You've
Okay.
disarmed it, at least until you specifically try to pull the string or something like that.
Okay, but at least it should be safe to move around.
Yep, you're aware of it now, so. Even cheering with their
not be on the string.
yeah.
That'd be great. Can I continue to investigate the rest of the room for anything that might be unusual? Maybe somewhere around here?
Along the far side, you said?
Yeah.
Peering a little bit closer, you notice a single tiny hole in the wall. Similar to the string, a little bit larger. Appears to be covered in a couple of cobwebs. But peering into it, you notice that it seemed to be covered in ash, the inside of it. You have a feeling that this was probably related to the trap. Beyond that, doesn't seem to be anything super exotic or anything interesting here. However, as you're moving along and examining the room and the trap is being avoided by the group, you hear the crash of something in the background. Not in the room that you're in, but somewhere that you have been previously. And it sounds like crunching, like loud crunching. Like something's eating something or biting something made of stone or possibly ice.
Or chitin. My
Or
offering
bug.
was accepted.
You,
The floor.
there's a bit of a hunch there, potentially.
Right, okay, well, I think we probably want to continue moving forward rather than going backwards to see what did the noise.
I agree. It is never good
Onward.
to walk into a chowing horse's mouth.
Okay, we move onward.
As you continue down this next hallway, it appears to be webbed. The walls seem to be webbed, the floor seems to be webbed, the ceiling seems to be webbed. In fact, it seems to be all... There's web everywhere. It's almost like a maze going through it. You try to peel your way through most of the surface, and passing along through it, you seem to reach the far end of what appears to be a room that you sort of saw before. It feels different. Like, weirdly different. It's probably just your imagination. It's probably all the web. It's sticky and gets everywhere, you know. Sort of thing. You notice that on the far end of the room appears to be that wall of web that you encountered prior.
Did we not destroy the wall of web?
No, you guys had left it.
Yeah, because we had that feeling. So we decided to turn back once the feeling was found.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. You have the feeling that, well, you don't really have the feeling, actually, of it attempting to beckon you or anything like that. You just seem to be there. The room itself is remarkably unremarkable, aside from the web, the walls and everything covered in web for where you were. And further ahead, seems to be about halfway through the room. It just cleans. It's like a maid had hit pretty much half the room, and the other half was left to the spiders.
Perhaps this beckoning and hunger are somewhat linked. The same creature.
Oh, hello?
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 Yeah.
Can you hear stuff?
Hello?
Steph, did you disappear?
Hi. No, my mom came in.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you're saying hello
We
to
heard
someone
hello
else?
and then silence.
Yes, the hello was at my mum knocking.
That was the last we heard of her.
Yes, goodbye. I am dead now.
Consumed.
Can I go in and I'd like to use see if the difference between the web stuff and the pure clean stuff has any sort of magical correlation, like an illusion, or if it was magically cleaned or if something magic was there.
You want to determine if, like, the web is an illusion, or...
The clean portion of the room is an illusion.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to give me an arcane for that one. I'm gonna move you up right about there, because that's whereabouts it is.
The guidance, of course.
Noise.
Guidance,
Well,
of
it's
course.
nat 20. So nat 20 plus my Arcana would be a 24. Well, plus the guidance, right? That's a D6 or D4?
D4.
D4 plus 2, so 26 in total.
26. Well, with a 26, you can certainly tell that it's not an illusion. No, that is just a remarkably clean floor.
Yay.
It's like aside from the web at the far end, this place is very clean. However, there is the unmistakable feeling that this does have magic related in some way. Something is magic here, and whatever it is weird. It's like its whole thing is to just make a mess of the situation. You can't tell what kind it is, but whatever it is, it seems to be permeating the whole dungeon itself. So, you got a hunch that it could be like a sword or something. You know, it's something very strong. The whole place is sort of affected by it. It's all misdirection.
So the source of the weird feeling and the magic alteration is here?
Fear?
What's that?
No, like, not fear, like it's...
No, is the source of all the weird magic feeling and aberration stuff in this room?
Oh, it's here! No, seems to be all over the place, really.
So that's the whole place that we've just been.
It seems to be that things are changing as you go through it. So it could be that what was beckoning you forward here is not here anymore.
Let's have Sheeran come into the room and see if our weird, goopy, magic, slime, sludge, muscle boy notices anything in this room. If he acts
Good.
strangely.
Come here, goopy friend.
Goopy friend is appears to be following Sheeran.
Right, he
Yes.
continues to follow.
It attempts to follow Sheeran, wandering along the ceiling. And as your eyes follow it up to the ceiling, because I assume the party's watching it, right? If everyone's sort of thinking it along.
Yeah.
You can tell that it seems to be walking along the ceiling, and then the ceiling curves downwards. The ceiling wasn't curving downwards normally. Yet the ceiling is still 30 feet up. Oh wait, no, now it's in front of you. It's like the whole thing is bending and twisting around you. And it seems to be everywhere that you aren't looking, things are getting a little bit weirder. The goopy thing is now standing on the far end of you, slowly approaching from what was originally the webbed end. And your whole sense of direction is starting to get really weird. Like, you can't tell which way is going up or not. In fact, actually, the shard that you're holding now, Sheeran, no longer feels like it's pulling upwards. It feels like it's back on, normal gravity.
Okay.
But,
Maybe we should just leave. Maybe now is the time to leave.
Now feels fairly leavy. If we just, because we've kind of gone in a loop, so we should just be able to come down here and then, whee! Just, whee!
So it's not an illusion, but the walls are changing and it doesn't feel right.
It's not an illusion. It's like everything's shifting around you. Because if it was an illusion, it would be fake. This is all real. This is all the whole. Everything's actually seems to be twisting around you.
Is it alive? Can Vox sense intent?
I can try and communicate.
With the creature or the dungeon? The goopy boy or the dungeon?
I feel like trying to connect with the dungeon as a whole is risky and will eventually lead to madness. So definitely
already
do that.
there, brother. Already there.
Boxes like casuals.
Well,
Also, sorry, the line is that the route that Biblio wants to take?
Yes, I can't work out how to get rid of it. I kind of just made that to make a point, and now it's gone. Now it's there. It's... How do I... How
That is
do
a good
get rid
question.
of...
Oh, now I drew on it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So, as of the moment, the goopy friend appears to just be following Sheeran, trying to get very close, and is now on the same level as everyone else.
You know, that's fine. I invade people's personal space all the time. It's fair that something invades mine.
Alright.
Shall we depart, friends?
Where is...
Try to depart?
Aiming for departing, yes.
Alright, are you gonna try and go through
Push on our...
the web, or are you gonna make your way back, as it were, or...
I'm gonna go cut the web.
And
I
probably
would
best to go
advise
through short
going back.
means.
Flick wants to go through the web, and Vox wants to go back?
I am still suggesting forward.
Very well. But heed my warning! And I go onward.
Heed the warning, he declares.
Consider your warning heeded.
Alright,
Oh, that's
as everyone moves forward, Sheeran, since you don't seem to be caring much for the goopy friend approaches you, and as you attempt to pass by, it just kind of holds you. It gives you a big hug.
Oh, that's fine. I give it a hug too.
Make sure it doesn't take the crystal
And
bomb.
you take 12 damage.
Wait,
As
what?
it wraps you up. It gives you a big tentacle hug. It's gooey. And as
How
it
much
starts
damage
touching
did I
you,
take? I didn't hear that.
12 necrotic damage.
Oh, that's more than
It
half my health.
you suddenly you touch it and you realize that goopy friend is very passive, but it's very active in the pain that it's causing you, and you feel, you know, your life force sort of just kind of ebb away. It wants some magic.
Sheeran to scream, I think.
Okay.
You just kind of walked into it on that one. You're currently hugged.
Time for fight?
I would assume so, if people want to react to that.
I think we're all just waiting for the roll initiative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roll
I was
initiative
gonna
on
be
that one, because
screaming.
right now,
Yeah.
Sheeran's now screaming. Because they just took a big hug.
Oh, good news. I rolled a 17. So, you know, when Vox is in danger, Sheeran can't be fucked, but when she's in danger... I'm assuming I'm grappled, though, right?
As of the moment, yes, you are grappled. It's as he said, you're just giving it a hug.
begin fight.
It just sort of walked into you, so. Oh boy, everyone's
Fine.
going quick. Except Flick's knifing the web.
Flick, gonna need you to roll better on these initiatives, buddy.
And
Yeah.
in such a case,
That's 20.
Sheeran, you realize, wait a moment, this thing may not be friendly. You get to go first.
Well, we can't say that it's not friendly. It just might have become accidentally dangerous. Well, I'm grappled, so I can't move. Mirror image would do me no good because it's already hit me. Crown of Madness would not help either because I have to make it attack something.
You could use your action to try and get out of the grapple.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have strength.
You can use dexterity to get out of a grapple.
I don't have that either.
Oh, that's more of an issue.
You're 4 wizards. 3 wizards and a robot. Sounds like the start of a joke.
How do we
Don't
save
trust the
Snake
robot.
Friendo?
Okay, actually, I have an idea.
Yeah, athletics or acrobatics.
So I've got a silly idea.
Mm-hmm.
I hide the crystal shard behind me, and then make an illusion of the crystal shard over here. Because I'd take disadvantage on any ranged attack I do, but it's worth a try.
I mean, you can just try to break it out of the grapple, too.
Okay, I'll do that then.
I mean, you can make the illusion if you want, but right now it's holding you. It's not really a reason for it to let go.
Well, I rolled a 2.
Oof.
That was why I wasn't gonna do that. That's my turn.
In this case, it's holding on. But following that, then, Biblio or Vox, whichever one has higher dex, I believe.
My dex bonus is +1.
That's good enough.
Okay.
You see Sheeran very upset and try to pull away.
Can I safely hit the thing?
Can you safely hit it? Like, attack it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can attack it.
Okay, I'm gonna whack it.
Yeah. I'm gonna approach and whack it.
Where's
Smack it with a hammer.
Okay. Smack.
Give it the old smackaroonies.
Ooh, that was only 10.
10, that is not enough. It, despite holding Sheeran, it suddenly flinches away with remarkable speed. You will immediately note that this thing is seems to only be slow when it wants to be.
Okay, so bonus action, Vigil's gonna attack it.
Alrighty.
And Vigil got 15 to hit.
A 15.
Yeah.
It's close, but it does seem that suddenly this thing is, now that it's under attack, it's twitching around. It's avoiding most things. So you have a few swings in its general direction, and it's managed to avoid them.
That is gonna be me then. Oof, this thing is holding on. So, Fox.
Yes, a box this time.
So let's see if some force can release it.
Does that mean you're gonna Eldritch Blast it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a pew pew.
That's 17 to hit.
A 17. A 17 does hit.
And that's 8 force damage.
8 force damage. You fire off a blast of magic towards its person, and you see a chunk of its gooiness just kind of splatter along the wall behind it, but it is unabated from it, or rather, not, it's not really stopped. It was 8 damage.
Yeah.
Alrighty. A good chunk of it's taken off from the blast of magic, but this thing appears pretty sturdy, all things considered. And actually, it moves on to the creature's turn now. And what it is going to do is it is going to make a... Sheeran, can you make a athletics check?
Oof.
A 3. Sorry, a
Three.
2 because I have a -1.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hold on.
I told you.
Yeah, in this case, it just straight pulls Sheeran away. It appears to pull Sheeran along with its person, moving away and out of reach. Flailing tentacles keep it from suddenly being attacked by the other two. And Sheeran, can you make a Constitution save for me? As it appears quite angry now.
That's a 6.
A 6. Ooh. Alright, Sheeran, you will take another 8 damage. Necrotic.
Wait, did I
Okay.
not get an attack of opportunity for him moving?
Disengaged. It disengaged.
Oh.
This is the effect of it holding on to Sheeran right now.
Oh, okay.
It basically grabbed them and is now pulling it away, sort of. Well, pulling them away, sorry. As, the subtle sting of its presence is now being very marked on your person. On your sneaky person. How are you looking, Sheeran?
3 hit points left.
Not good. They're not looking good.
Oh, please don't whistle into the mic.
That was right.
However, that goes on to
Sorry, I'm
Flick.
not trying to be rude. That just hurts.
Flick! You are knifing a web, and then suddenly noises and combat behind you. You realize things are occurring.
Seeing as how Sheeran is not looking too good, I'm gonna bust out the big guns and do a guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Ooh.
And I'm gonna use a lucky one of my lucky things to make sure that I have advantage on this.
Ooh.
If I can find where the heck it is. Alright. Oh, well, first roll was a natural 20, so I'll take it.
That will do it.
And then guiding bolt is 4d6. Oop, I didn't get a d6. You know what? 18.
So it's 20, you roll 46 and 46.
I roll another 46?
Yeah. Crits make you
Oh,
roll
no.
double the attack dice.
Well, I just rolled 20 damage on the first 46. And then 11 on the second 46. So 31 total.
Alright, Guiding Bolt. How do you want to do this? That's a big pew pew.
Let's go for just total vaporization. Splatter.
It does exactly that. Flick turns around, aims a magical pew pew, and the thing that was eating away at Sheeran seems to just go. Its bits and pieces sort of hiss away, and it flounders and melts into a pile of goop on the floor, leaving little but remnants.
Little butt remnants.
Yes, little butts all over the place.
Our goopy friend's little butt remnants. And then I'm going to run over to Sheeran pretty quickly and immediately give it a. We're out of combat, right?
For the moment.
For the moment. I am going to use my last charge of the healing light. Hold on, I gotta cast. So I make sure I'm using up all my spell slots right way. And then guiding bolt.
A crit guiding bolt is lots of pain.
Okay. And then. Oop. 3 HP back to Sheeran.
How much HP? I'm sorry.
3. So you're at 6.
Yay.
Pity health.
Still
Yes.
better than nothing.
As Sheeran regrets giving someone a hug, potentially. Everyone takes a moment to settle, probably. The chitinous noises of chittering and assorted other angry ambience seems to die down once more. You're left in relative peace. At least, again, for the moment.
We should get out.
We should
Yes,
go.
let's go.
We are going to continue with the going.
Continue with the going to the web. Gonna hack apart the web, as it were.
Yup.
As you cut down this web, you have the distinct feeling that things feel weird. Like everything's getting a little topsy-turvy. In fact, so much so topsy-turvy that you're heading down the hallway, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, feel free to place yourselves along the hallways section.
Yep.
You realize something feels a little bit off. Alright, give me one moment. As you head down the hall, and you feel like your directions are getting mixed up. You take the turn at what appeared to be the previous turn, like the route that you had met before. You come upon the room that you were at with the hole in the ground and in the ceiling. Everything's strange. The braziers appear to be up on the ceiling. In fact, everything seems to be flipped around. Or, as you look at the room itself and the angling of the chandelier, it appears that now you are on the ceiling. And in fact, the exit route that you previously came in on now appears to be a bit out of your reach. As it seems to be closer to where the ceiling was prior instead. And in fact, well, the chandelier's presence, you note that the chandelier itself seems to be wiggling. And bits of chitin are currently stuck to its sides. Like some of the bugs had crawled over its surface. As of the moment, you're currently on the ceiling, or well, the ceiling of the room that you were at previously.
Well, this is not.
Question is how to approach this.
I wonder if we go back the way we came, because the way that the upper right room was when it turned into what was it called, upside down land. If we retrace our steps exactly, if the room would go right side up again.
We could certainly give it a shot.
Let's try it.
I thought you were saying we couldn't go back though. That the way we came was not. We couldn't do it.
We can't exit out through the stairs, is what Lang just said, because the
Okay.
stairs are currently going down.
Well, the stairs are on the ceiling, which means it's just a slip and slide leading upward.
Yep.
So yeah, if we retrace our steps exactly, Lang, do we
You
the same site?
you can see the route that where you came from, and everything seems to be proper in that direction. But it's like the hallways are twisted around, and now you are where you were prior, like the pit room, but it's upside down. It's the weird dimensions of everything here.
If we go back up
If
the
you go
way-
back, you will, as far as you can tell, head in the direction that you came from, and things potentially will be the same.
Well, we're saying that. I think what we're saying is that we have agreed to retrace our steps.
Okay, so you're
Does
saying that
anything
you do want
change?
to retrace your steps?
Yes.
I believe that was the consensus. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You can't really make much room here at the moment with your being on the ceiling and all that. Following along the path that you took previously, things seem relatively normal. Once more, you reach the midpoint of being sort of. Oh, why is everything stretched? Oh, I'm sorry, I squished everyone. Except the cougar horse. I'm not sorry about them.
Well,
Panther horse.
right. Okay. So we seem to be back how we.
You seem to be back previously where you were before. You notice that in the distance, the room that you were, the trapped room, still seems to be upside down, but maybe that's just how that room is. Or maybe this room just happens to flip things around if you go through it. You're not sure. This place is a chaotic mess as is.
Did
That's a
we
lot of
examine
feet.
this room?
The one that you're in right now?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if
Flicker
not,
did.
I'd like to.
Or at least they checked to see if there was some illusion magic, and there wasn't illusion, but they could definitely tell that this whole place was magical and really, really weird.
And I would have shared that if anybody wants to pitch in or do some more searching.
I mean, I could do an investigation check. I just don't know if it's will reveal
Or if we
anything
wanna-
else.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Flicker had looked into the web and the clean area being an illusion, which is not an illusion, and they rolled really high and got some info on it being magical and the whole place being sort of distorted.
Can I do another Arcana check to see if this has any sort of a link to the shard specifically? The same kind of energy or the shard might have an influence on the room.
We'll have someone else take a look for that. Since Sheeran's holding on to it, how about them?
Sure. Arcana check.
Yes, please. Since Flicker
24.
had put together something about the place itself. 20, you said?
24.
24. You're definitely getting the vibe that this has some whole connection going with the general distortion of the sword and all the different little places and things that it seems to contact. You know, like with the previous research expedition and how everyone sort of seemed to have weird effects occurring afterwards. This sort of aligns with it. You can't help but correlate that the sword probably has something to do with this whole place being weirdly distorted.
Is there some loose rubble nearby?
Sorry?
Is there some loose rubble nearby? A stone, pebble?
Oh, yeah, there's stones and stuff nearby.
Yeah, I want to take a stone and I want to throw it down the hall so that we can observe what it does.
Which hallway?
The hall we just walked down.
To walk down? Sure. You huck a stone down the hallway, and as far as you can tell, it seems to just sort of clatter to the floor, just like a normal stone should. Nothing super exotic with it, just, nope. You huck it down the hallway, almost reaches the end. I feel like Vox has a decent throwing arm.
Well, not really, but yeah, for a stone, maybe.
I am giving him benefit.
So there was no indication that the stone changed gravity. It didn't fall up against the ceiling or anything like that.
No, nothing from your position. You can't tell anything that seems to be weirdly placed. Just seems to function as normal. Ah, gravity. How does it work?
I know how it normally works. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it continues to work.
The other question I guess we have is, if we take a short rest, will that help get any health back for people?
I mean, it
Yeah,
would
but I
get
don't
you
know.
health
Waiting
back,
an
but
hour is a good idea if the room's already changing a lot.
yeah, you would be sitting in place for an hour.
Because we could continue down and kind of explore the reversal world, unless it's just the same world, but just upside down, or just get the heck out. Because we have a shard.
Sheeran personally doesn't feel we need a short rest. She would rather continue to move because what Varix told her explicitly was that the longer you stay, the more likely you are to get lost. So spending an hour is not.
Well, that's gonna be quite a while to get lost.
Yeah.
Well,
this place definitely gives.
Well, on the other hand, Steph feels like she needs a long rest because it is now bedtime and
That's
I have
fair.
work in the morning.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm also...
So I will have to love you all and leave you. Thank you for the session.
It was fun.
Thank you for tagging
For
along.
Good Dungeon Crawl.
Is
I
this
will
a thing
talk.
that will have to continue another time then?
You guys
Well-
can continue if you want. I'm perfectly okay with that. Just let me know what happens.
I'm putting it this way, you can just walk out by now. This is a point that you can just walk out.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. Then
Yeah.
maybe we should just walk out if
Because I saw someone tracing a line from before, and it seemed like you guys had your route sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just stay for the walking out bit.
Well, it just seemed to be that you were discussing, like, did you want to actually stay and do the reversal world and whatnot? But if not, then yeah, you seem to have your route placed out, and if you follow said route, everything seems to be normal.
There was something funny with that hall, though, wasn't there?
There was something funny with that hole. Oh, that little one? There doesn't seem to be anything
There.
funny right now. As,
Although,
if the group is going to make their way there, well, you know, it's Cheryl's executive decision. The group makes their way through the halls, making their way through the web, etc. And as they make their way into the candelabra room, or, sorry, the chandelier room, this one continues to, well, this chandelier has little bits of bug on it. Just like the one that was in the previous place. Except it seems to be the proper way up now.
Hey, when we passed through that one room, was the corpse of the bug still there?
Oh, the corpse is gone. No. The corpse is gooey and gone. It looks like something went to town on it, and there's gooey bits all over the place.
Delicious.
It was tasty. Your gift of something was consumed by something. It seems to be like there was just a mess everywhere, and yeah.
You know, though, I'm okay with that because whatever ate it is probably not eating us as a result.
yay!
Potentially.
Chandelier eats people.
And if you have no other directions to take, then it seems to be that you're on the right way up. The torches are on the right floor. The chandelier just hangs ominously over the pit in between the two sections. And the pathway to the stairs out appears to be open. You can still hear bugs moving around, but you have a feeling that you managed to avoid the bulk of them. I mean, if you want to go find the bug, like more of the spider boys, then I guess you could, but
We're not being paid to clear this out.
that's true.
We got a job. We got a crystal.
And Steph needs to go to bed.
Oh, it's definitely good about.
That's true.
Let's go.
Alright.
But as I say, if you guys wanted to do that, you could continue.
Oh, no,
and I wouldn't care.
I'm good, personally.
As
Yeah, no.
as you make your way out, the group checks over their various... Oh, what the hell? Oh, you set markers. Oh, look at that. Group makes their way towards the exit. You hear the jingle of the chandelier chains, and it feels like the dungeon itself sighs, like it was upset, or perhaps letting out a breath. Vox may recognize the feeling of it. He may not. It's hard to say. And you approach the pathway up and begin your ascent. The route continues to be winding, and you have this feeling that you have this urge and feeling that you're going down instead of up, that you're going the wrong direction. And suddenly, you open a door that wasn't there before, and you're back towards the entrance to the pit. You head your way up, and you reach the exit of the scabbard, as it were.
Oof.
We did it.
And with that, you have made your first excursion into the pit of torment. Not torment, but whatever.
Who was it who requested this? Was it the Arcane Association or was it the guild?
Arcane Association.
Yeah, I'll turn it over. I'll probably do it with
Here's what you did.
Sprawler at some point.
You got 2 eder
And I'll
caps,
get the reward.
a gooey boy, and a shiny rock.
Yay. Woo. And a sad chandelier.
And a sad chandelier. It's okay. There is a bunch more stuff here, but that was if you encountered it, sort of thing. And Steph, I know you're tired. You can go bed. Thank you for tagging in and tagging along and staying up. I hope it was entertaining for everyone.
Yes, it was a good session.
Yeah.
That was a weird, confusing dungeon.
Let me put it this way. I got inspiration from the Forest Temple puzzle where you have to twist the rooms around.
Oh. But yeah, I really do have to go to bed. So
Yes.
let me know. Alright, well, to be fair, I don't know how much we're getting paid. Yep.
Yep.
Let me know how much I get paid. Okay, so good night.
Take care, folks.
No.
Or Steph.
Was that establishing, or is that a thing that we'll probably talk with Varix about?
Payment?
The pay.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
You probably have to talk. I'm running it, but I think Sprawler was the one managing their thing. I felt bad that everything was all worked up, and then it's yeah. No points against him either.
Yeah.
For it. I just
Oh no, it's
felt
all
like
good.
in the mood
That's
to
just
run
I
something.
was asking because I wasn't sure if that got passed on or not. Because I'll get into a conversation with him about that then.
That's fine.
Because I have to hit up Varix anyway for the weird ritual I'm gonna do.
Ooh. There was 3 shards in this place, by the way.
Wow.
It just happened if you encountered them. But, no, everything seemed to go pretty smoothly. No one died. You fucking
You're close.
exploded the gooey boy. And, I hope this gave a nice little weird investigation into the scabbard, as it were. It's supposed to be
It was
very
good.
weird, a very distorted place, so...
It was a good dungeon. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the hallway on the side there got a little bit confusing. You can understand that trying to describe it through sheer words in a 2D plane is a bit more difficult, but...
Definitely.
In the meantime, I hope folks had fun. I appreciate you all tagging along, and for now, I believe that is it. Mark down that everyone will get a merit for this, and money-wise, that is going to be up to you guys to split. And aside from you got a shard and some bug guts. There wasn't much else in this place. Oh, sorry, and a cold torch. Someone got a cold torch.
Yeah.
I think that's a level up for me.
Yep. Same. Level 4 wizards.
Yay. That means I could take a class specification.
Man, one of these days I'll get to play a mission. Instead of running one.
One day.
One day. I'll just bring Nox in. Everyone will love him.
Nox.
Third boy.
Everyone will love Nox.
But I hope folks had fun. Thank you for tagging along, and I'm going to I'm gonna go get some food because I'm hungry and tired.
That's fair.
It was fun though. Thank you for dealing with my shenanigans and hopefully.
Well, thank you for last minute running. That's a big thing. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It was like
Yeah.
2 hours of work. It was fine. It was a dungeon. Dungeons are fun. Dungeons are easy. Pick a theme and you go. Today's theme was chandeliers and forest temple. Alright. You all have a good time then. I'm going to pack that for now.
Catch you guys.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Have a good night.
See
Or
you later.
whatever.